in, and now I gotta really figure out what my why really is. Do you understand what I mean by knowing your why? And I'm not picking on you, sweet girl, but you are 10 days into this amazing journey, and you might not have heard that before today. So your why is what is going to drive you. What are you working towards? Whether that is a financial reason to either pay off some bills or change careers, or that can be family related, or just, I've had the financial and the family, is to be more home, be more flexible, so I can be more available for my kiddo. That is, your why is different for everybody, but you really need to kind of do a little bit of that self-reflection to really figure out what that is. Because having a powerful why is what gets you up at 4:30 in the morning to achieve those goals. If I didn't have that powerful why, my bed was way more comfortable than getting up at 4:30 in the morning. But it drove me. It is important enough to me that I was willing to do what it took. I was willing to make the sacrifices that I needed to make. I was willing to work on weekends and in the evenings instead of going and hanging out with friends or just singing my jammies or whatever. Yes, I didn't see Trish very much. But it was worth it. And I knew that it was a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. And that I was willing to do what it took in a small amount of time because it wasn't something that I was going to have to do forever. So that makes you kind of think differently about that as well. But whether, like I said, whether you're new to Mary Kay or even if you have been in for a while, and even us as directors, we have to constantly reevaluate our why. Your why can change from year to year. What my why was then might not be what it is now. We all have different seasons in our life, so that can totally change, which is another reason why Mary Kay is so fabulous, because it grows with us for whatever season that we're in. So just think about the reason why you started your business. What will push you to make those sacrifices, to finish those goals at the end of each month, at the end of that quarter, or at the end of your seminar year? When you know your why, again, it's one of the most powerful things that will propel you to do what needs to be done each and every day, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged from the day before, even when you feel like all you're getting is no's, you're not getting any yeses. It will push you. And it will push you to remember, I have to find 4 no's before I'll find my yes. It pushes you to remember to track and follow the numbers and leave the emotion at the side. Your why will give you a purpose for your business. I had one of my new team members had told me that she feels like she has purpose now. That was kind of a little bit lacking before she started her business, and I just thought that was so poignant because it really does help give us purpose. And it provides the motivation to make those sacrifices. And sometimes that can be personal things, sometimes that's just sacrificing a little bit of time with our family or our kids for a bigger thing. And do things that most of us are in this room, we are already willing to do things that other people are not willing to do to make changes in your life. You have made the commitment to be here today. Others may not have chosen to make that commitment, but you have. So applaud yourself because you already took a step today and this weekend to participate last night and today, and that is already propelling you forward because you can take all the information that you learned today and go forward this next week. So kudos to you for that. But you are here and you are willing to do what needs to be done to achieve your goals and achieve your dreams. So if you're still kind of wondering, how do I figure out what my why is, especially since it might look different from the person next to me, Like I said, it can be a person, whether that's a spouse, whether that's your children, whether that's a different family member. Is that taking care of a parent? Or is it financially driven? Is it to pay off credit card debt? Is it to pay off student loans, a car payment? It can just be fun money. It can be saving for a family vacation, or a destination that you've always wanted to go to. Or it can be for saving for a college fund or your retirement fund. The sky is the limit, but hopefully those kind of give a little bit of examples of what that might look like for you. And then that will just kind of allow you to allow your mind to kind of open and really start thinking about what you would like your why to be for this 2020 seminar year. So, my why has been Aubrey, and some of you kind of heard some of that last night in kind of our history of our Fearless unit, but that really has been the driving force. To the point, my child knows my vision board. So this is my old vision board. It is not my current one. And in the car this morning, she's like, "Where's my picture, Mommy?" Because her picture has been under my why statement. And it, again, is falling apart. But I've had her picture there on the board. I moved her picture to the new board, so she knows her picture belongs on the board. But it is my why. So having that visual will help you. Do a vision board. It doesn't have to be this big. Just do whatever you want. But you need to have it at the forefront of your mind. Each and every day, you need to be looking at it every day, studying it, doing that visualization each and every day, because that is what's going to help you with that drive, that propelling you forward. Is remembering, why am I doing this? Why am I getting up? Why am I being consistent with my business? Why am I taking these few hours out of each day to do this? What's the reason? If you don't have a reason, why are you going to do it? So that is super important. And just kind of focus on a few things surrounding that why or those goals. Put your why as your main focus and pick just one or two even goals that you want to do for the seminar year. And then focus around that. I want you to, if you have a piece of paper that you're writing on, I just want to take a real quick moment and I want you to write down if you already know what your why is for 2020. And if you can't think of it yet, or if you are not sure about it yet, I want you to begin to start praying and meditating over what that is supposed to be for this year. So we're just going to take just a minute for you to write it down if you are already knowing it, or if there's something that's kind of pulling on your heart, telling you what it should be, then write that down too. Okay. So it's also equally as important, and what I was talking about with those affirmations and that self-motivation, is once you've gotten your why written down, to begin meditating and praying over that why every single day. Work that into your everyday, daily routine, your morning, miracle morning, your affirmation statement. Weave it into that as well. So it is constantly going through, whether your visualization, in your journaling, in your affirmation statements, weave it in and out of your silence and meditation time. Visualize what it is. Visualize you ripping up your last credit card bill, or your last student loan payment, or that car payment, or visualize buying tickets to that dream vacation that you've always wanted. Whatever that looks like, really start planting those seeds in your mind. And then even write it out in your journal. Not just the things you're grateful for, but write out that why in your journal and the things surrounding it that are important to you. And that will just start planting those seeds and continuing to affirm that in your mind as well. Share it with those people closest to you. Who is your tribe that you rely on, that you trust to share your dream and your goals with? That's just not everybody. That's not always posting that on Facebook, because that's not necessarily your tribe that you really want to share your desires and your why with. But find who that is, whether that's your director, that's your family member, that's your bestie, another consultant in your unit, whomever. But share those, because when we know each other's whys, then we can help encourage and propel you too when you're having kind of some of those down moments. We just know how to help facilitate you. And it also helps to make it real. When you share it with other people, then it just is kind of an affirmation that just makes it really real and will continue to propel forward as well. Let's see. When you find that you are able to accomplish a goal and you can see that being met, whether through a goal on your vision board or a goal that you've written down in your journal or whatever, that in itself is extremely powerful. And you can then see the fruits of your hard work and how it is then one step closer to affecting your why in your life. That will propel you in an even stronger way, because then you are seeing, I'm getting there one step closer. I am seeing how this is changing my thought process each day. I am getting closer and closer to my why. I can honestly say in the last year, yes, I had the goal of wanting to leave my JOB, but when I got one step closer and kind of became a director, it's like I salivate thinking about it. It just makes me want to, I mean, it pains me to go to work every day. It really does. But it's because I just can see that next phase, and so I'm antsy to get to that, even though God's timing is perfect. You can't rush God's timing, but it's made a huge difference because I'm already beyond. So I'm just kind of in that holding pattern, waiting for him to, yep, here's your green light. Yep. But it changes you, and so you have bigger desires and bigger things that you want to do and achieve, and so it is very powerful. So I just can't say that enough. But also, not only having short-term goals, have some long-term goals. What's a 5-year plan for you? We're kind of talking weekly goals, monthly goals for the seminar year, but also think about 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. It doesn't mean you have to achieve it now, but that helps you to broaden your horizons and kind of think bigger than what we are doing right now. And it just helps you to have something to look forward to. And achieving those goals, and that just might be another aspect of your why that you just don't even realize. So I encourage you to really focus on your why, either end of today or the rest of this weekend, so that you have that. Post it wherever is kind of pertinent for you. If that's your mirror, if that is in your car, wherever you spend a lot of your time, your quiet time, really kind of focus on that and really hone in what is my why, and then you can work from there. And we usually will do some more stuff too, but go ahead and do a vision board for you if you want to. But really think about that this weekend. So, thank you.